Hey guys, what's up? It's the Culture Detective here investigating your favorite TV shows. And today I'm going to be doing a TV review. Yes, it's been a while. It's been so freaking long since I've made a review for a TV show. So this is going to be a special one. Today I'm going to be doing a review on the new Netflix show Beef. So I really didn't plan to watch Beef at all. Like many other TV shows, I totally didn't even plan to review it. But the trailer caught my eye. I thought it's a pretty fun trailer, and Steven Yeun is in it, and he's pretty cool. But it never really caught my attention until I saw that it has 4.3 on Letterboxd. What the hell is this even? Is it even that good? So out of curiosity, I watched Beef on Netflix, and you know what? It's actually pretty good. I wouldn't say it's like the greatest TV show ever. It's far from that, but I can say that I thoroughly enjoyed this TV show. Beef is created and mostly directed by Lee Seung-jin, and it is essentially another helping of Asian American story where we have our two main characters, Danny Cho, played by Steven Yeun, as well as Amy Lau, played by Ali Wong, and they have beef. One day they got into a road rage incident and they started hating on each other, trying to sabotage each other's lives, and it just spirals down into absolute insanity. And that's basically the nutshell description of beef. So, yeah, right off the bat, I have to admit that episode 1, the pilot episode, is really, really fun. The premise is really simple, but it just works out really, really well. Right off the bat, in the first scene, you get the road rage. You're immediately plunged into the inciting incident of the story, and then you see these two characters' personal lives, and what are they planning, and how they're both kind of suppressing their pain and anger. We have Danny Cho's character, who is a struggling person, hustling. He's broke and he has a lot of things to say about life. And then we have Amy's character, and she's rich, her life is fulfilled, she has a family and everything, but she doesn't feel fulfilled. She's not happy because her life is so stressful, because it's so full of superficial, empty, meaningless money things. So in a way, Amy and Danny are like complete opposites of each other in terms of their life conditions, but also in a way their personalities are really alike, and the way they go through life is also really, really alike. So seeing them two clash is really, really interesting. And anyways, episodes 2 to 4 definitely slow things down, which I'm not really crazy about, but as expected, usually TV shows do that. And at this point, the show serves as a dual character study for both Danny's character and Amy's character. For about a couple episodes straight, these two characters don't even meet each other. We begin exploring Danny's life, his past, his relationship with his brother, his relationship with his cousin Isaac, and then we see Amy's life, his relationship with her family, her business, and all that stuff. And it's pretty slow building. There's one scene on episode 3, the church scene, where Danny goes into the church and cries his brains out. I love that scene. The acting is absolutely amazing, and I just love a scene so simple yet so emotionally effective. I really, really like that. And also the Las Vegas scenes in episode 4 was absolutely insane. It's the first time in the whole show where we get a sequence of scenes where literally everything goes wrong. And it's sort of funny, situational, at the same time disastrous, because all these characters are colliding and clashing at one point, and everything just goes all awry. And then we have episodes 5 to 7, which once again slow things down. We see Danny building his life, we see Amy building her life, and once again, they both deal with very similar issues in their lives. Danny is trying really hard to gain money. He found a way to set foot at the Korean American church. Meanwhile, Amy uh, deals with the deals and ends up being even more rich than necessary, I guess. And again, it slows things down. I wouldn't say I really enjoy these episodes, but Regardless, they're still well shot, well acted. The real gem of the show is really the last three episodes, which I think are absolutely fantastic. We have episodes 8 to 9, which breaks out and bursts into this Coen Brothers-esque crime thriller where one character fucks something up, and then the other character tries to retaliate and then fucks up even harder, and it's just a constant mess that just gets messier and messier and messier for like 2 episodes straight. And it's really entertaining, full of twists and turns, and the climax of the whole show takes place on episode 9, and it's quite crazy actually. There's a particular death scene that was brutal and literally came out of nowhere, because when this show started it's fun and lighthearted, and then this happens and it's quite crazy. And then we have episode 10, which is a pretty beautiful conclusion, sort of an aftermath after the climax on episode 9, where Danny and Amy truly finally saw each other for who they are. I'm not going to spoil it anymore, but for like 25 minutes straight, it's just dialogue. But it is entertaining dialogue, and it is dialogue that wraps everything up in a really, really nice way. I also want to commence the nighttime cinematography, because I really I really, really realize how difficult it is to film at night. It's really difficult, especially if you're like in the middle of nowhere. So this is really good. But yeah, overall, I think this is a very beautiful conclusion. I like the ending shot. I wish there's more to it. I wish there's more of a post-credit scene or something like that. I just wish there's more. But it just ends there. So there goes the brief summary of the show episode by episode. Now, there are a few things that I am not a gigantic fan of in this show. First of all, this show tries too freaking hard to cater to the Asian or the Asian American cultures. Yeah, there are so many moments, especially in terms of dialogue, like when Danny and his cousin Isaac talk about how Koreans or Italians are alike because the peninsula mindset. It's moments like this that really make me want to roll my eyes. Like, it just tries so hard to be special or something. Or the other moment where Naomi says to Amy, like, Asians gotta help other Asians out, or the many instances where Amy's daughter calls her grandma Obachan because that's Japanese, and it's like the Asian equivalent of a Mexican mom calling her very American Latina daughter Hija or something, which probably is true, which probably actually works like that. But as a non-Asian American living in America, there's just something so on the nose and pandering about this that just makes me want to roll my eyes. So that's pretty funny. And then we have the plot lines, which get a little repetitive at times, especially Amy's storyline. For a good chunk of the show, I think Danny's storyline is way more interesting than Amy's storylines. Amy just constantly tries to fix the deals and talk to her family again and again and again, which I think is fine, but it pales in comparison with what Danny's going through. And aside from that, this show also tries really hard to be artsy, which is not a bad thing. I like a show that does a little more than it should to be artsy, goes a little overboard, but sometimes this show does go a little bit overboard, like the many flashback scenes of episode 8. I like flashback scenes, but when they are like snippets and they don't really complete anything, it just feels kind of out of place. And then also on the same episode, we have the witch thing. And then on episode 10, the episode opens off with like crows talking to each other. And normally, if a show is completely surreal, like in Sonny Boy, when the cats started to speak to each other, I would be fine with it. But it just feels a little extra. It almost reminds me of Euphoria and how it treats itself like it's some quirky, artsy, societal statement. and it's just not that impressive or anything. But that being said, though, I still think this is a really entertaining show, really well written. I think the performances by both Steven Yeun and Ali Wong are absolutely fantastic. The payoff is amazing, and this is just a really unique show where something really small spirals into something absolutely insane. And as much as I poke fun at how Asian American this show is, I have to admit this show is another W for the Asian American community. The biggest W since Everything Everywhere All at Once. And yeah, I just like shows that are character studies, but it goes beyond that. This is a dual character study, and these two characters interact, and that's what makes stories like this fun. I'm giving Beef a light 8 out of 10. So, have you watched Beef? Comments below, let me know. Subscribe if you want more, and thanks for watching.